That's a good producing a show. Good morning and welcome to Vibrant Morning here in BTV Kenya. It is another wonderful morning that we are here to give you a brief of what is in the People Daily newspaper. And we thank God once again for giving us the opportunity to see the light of the day that we don't want to miss to acknowledge. And this morning we are so much privileged. In the studio with us is Kir, famously known as Kir Ogutu Wonyaramba, is here with us in the studio today. We want to dissect the People Daily newspaper and at least have a discussion of what is in the paper. I want to assure you that there is a lot more in the People Daily newspaper, and please keep tuned to BTV. Remember, you can subscribe. You can just go and visit our YouTube channel, that is BTV Kenya. Subscribe, leave a comment, let us know where we are reaching you from. At the same time, you can also visit our Facebook page, that is Blackman TV Kenya. Subscribe, leave a comment. We'll sample them as many as we bring them. Remember, your feedback is very, very important, as they help us to know or they also help us to make our services better, to reach out to you. I'm your host, Gagi Isaiah. Thank you so much. Let me grab a seat and give Kir Wonyaramba opportunity to say hi and say a word. Welcome, Kir.
Thank you, our dear listeners. Thank you for tuning in. This is Blackman TV, and we are here to break things down as it the 14th day of January, the year 2025, and things are moving quite smoothly. Things are going down as parents are also struggling to make their ways and students back to school. Things are moving rapidly. The year is almost getting old enough for us to realize our potentials come 2025. Thank you for hosting me today. I'm very privileged to be here. And looking into things today, they said Waswahili. Ingawaje mimi mwenyewe si kuwa uzuri wa siku njema huonekana asubuhi. Yeah, being that it is bright in the morning, we hope the day will go on smoothly.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much, my dear viewers. Once again, I just want Wonyaramba to know that we are not limiting you to English. You can also speak Swahili. You're allowed to do that.
We'll break it either way. Even,
yes, yes.
We'll do it in. I'm not a monolingual. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can even do it in German.
I don't know whether you can do that.
We have Germans in Kenya, right?
But I wonder whether you can speak in German.
I can, but being that the greater population is not going to understand the German, we'll just stick to Kiswahili and English.
Okay.
Yeah, the national languages of Kenya.
Okay, let me try French. Bonjour. Now try the German language. I hear you.
We can even do the Chinese, huh?
Okay.
Yeah. So
I know.
Don't mind.
You keep on shifting goalposts.
No,
I thought you were going to greet the viewers.
No, I was still doing the intro of the language that we can.
Okay. Okay.
Be communicating.
I'll be greatly waiting to hear you greet the audience, our viewers in German. I've tried. I've tried the French.
It will automatically come out. So don't mind. Yeah.
Okay. But when it comes to Chinese, I also remember one word that I know. Wo ye means you also.
You also.
Yeah. So I'm learning. I'm learning, my dear viewers.
It's good to learn.
Yeah, it is good to learn. Yeah. And I hope by the end of this year, I'll be speaking many languages. I don't know how many,
but it's a Kenyan community language. That is the Kalenjins. Achamege. That is Achamege.
To means?
Huh?
To mean?
How you say like mtu akikusalimia Achamege, you say Achamege missing.
Achamege missing. But I only know one thing. That is when it comes to the Masai. I only know the word Mayolo, which means hata mimi sielewi, hata mimi sijui.
have to call my great friend, the senator, to confirm if you
that is
whatever
true.
you're saying.
Mayolo means hata mimi sijui. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He used to use the kind of word in his most of expressions about things that he doesn't understand.
Okay, but I also remember we have our brothers from Kisii. We will greet to say Bwakire, Bwakire Buya, and we have our Amangana inamaanisha any word, a word. But I also remember we have also our brothers from Subaland. I know they are reaching us, and please let me take this opportunity to greet you in a super language,
and mighty language.
Yes, the Subanese. Yeah, the land of Akina Mapambano the late. Yes. Actually, if you want to greet people in super language, it is very simple. You don't need to struggle.
You don't need to struggle.
Yes.
The only international language that doesn't make you to struggle, that is Luo. That is the only international language that doesn't
you are taking me there. So greet people. Greet the audience in the Luo.
I want you to do it in the mighty language, that is the Soba. Then I'll do it in an international language. Yeah.
Bushiere ama ukiere.
So
alafu unajibu ukiere, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Oyaore. Yani uchiudade jokanya na.
Very good.
I know you are touching me there.
That is an international language, definitely. And just to break it down, recently when we were doing what we did in Siaya, Baba reminded the universe that Luos in Kenya. Luos in Kenya.
Yes, I want to hear more.
No, I want to listen if you were listening to Baba.
You were there. I wasn't there. So you better tell us what Baba said. I wasn't there. You were there.
So go and find out.
I know you don't want to say anything. Otherwise, thank you so much, my dear viewers. Welcome to the Vibrant Morning. And today we bring you hot what is in the People Daily newspaper. Now, remember, People Daily newspaper is a free newspaper. Just move to the closest vendor, pick your copy and read more comprehensively. But looking onto the cover page of People Daily newspaper, it is there on your screen. We have the big story of the day: inside plot to remove judges. That is on page 4. Now, former Law Society of Kenya president accuses Supreme Court jurists of corruption in overturning Court of Appeal decision, and CJ Kome of incompetence and gross misconduct. That is the big story of the day in the People Daily newspaper. It is on page 4. And we also see another story that's on matters of education: university students on the edge over fees. That also, you'll find it there. And we also move where a section of ODM members of parliament vows to back Ruto in 2027 polls. That is also part of
that is politics.
That is politics.
Yeah.
Yes, and also we also have on page 17 part of what we'll be discussing much with Care, who is here. Yes. That is impact of divorce on the young people. Now that's on. We'll check on that, and there are many other stories. That is Kenya in diplomatic gaffe over Sudan warlord. That is on page 7 of the People Daily newspaper. Now, I want to hear Care taking on the first story in page 2.
Looking at first story in page 2,
yes.
That is Tanzanian activist Tungi's ordeal in hands of abductors. This is a Tanzanian lady who came into Kenya as an activist, and it happened that the abductors did what they do at their best.
Are you championing for the abduction?
No, I'm not championing, but this is what they do at their best: abducting people. You are doing your best at coming here and telling people the ordeal of everything.
Yes.
But these people do what they do at their best. So they abducted this lady from Tanzania, the activist. He was championing for people's rights, you know. It happened. She came out yesterday and talked about it, how she suffered.
Yeah, she suffered.
On the hands of the She said she was wrapped, eyes closed, dragged into a car. She was kicking the door. They couldn't close the door and the vehicle just disappeared. She was taken somewhere she couldn't even tell. Then all of a sudden she was left.
I wonder whether that is called abduction. That is transferred to another location.
No, she was transferred to another location, sustained there in a dark room, eyes closed. She couldn't tell anything. Yeah.
And I remember reading online yesterday at night where many people were flagged, and the social media platform was full as they were congratulating the city hopper driver who tried to block the vehicle that was that the lady Maria was put in. The city hopper driver tried to stop the vehicle. But nevertheless, but now the Kenyans flocked the social media, and they were saying, they were congratulating him.
Now you see, she was abducted by around a group of 3 men in a saloon car.
Noah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then she happened to rebel, but you just know the energy of a man against a lady. And now it's not just a man, 3 men. 3 men.
I understand you. 3
you
men.
get that right?
Yeah,
and I'm
men.
very sure these abductees, the people that have gone a number of bodybuilding, exercise, if it is a gym, if it is what, they've done it. And they have that energy to grab. Yeah, you know, taking something by force. You have to make sure that you have hold of it. Yeah? And this is someone you want to take to somewhere that you don't want him or her to know. You'll have to use a lot of energy. So these 3 men grabbed this lady and took her into a car, then drove away. So I fail to understand why they closed her eyes now that she was a lady. Yeah, wangemwacha tu hivyo aone mnanipeleka wapi.
She will be able to trace back her way, and at least. But do you know, when you talk about the energy, I was reading an article and I realized that women has energy. The energy that women contain, not even 3 men can contain. I learned that when I read this this story about when women are delivering, when they're giving birth, the energy they use in contraction is enough to carry over 2 tons.
That is godly.
Of weight.
That is godly.
I understand.
That is godly.
I understand. I know
when it now comes to, you know, the energy of rebelling.
Yeah.
that is a positive energy of giving back. Yeah, bringing someone to life. You know. Yeah. Bringing someone to life. That is godly.
Okay. Let us move on. Maria Surugi, a fierce critic of Tanzania President Samia Suluhu, was abducted on her way to a salon in Kilimani. A story by Dennis Lubanga. You can grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read much of that story more comprehensively. Now, we also have another story here that is on matters of education, but really not, but it touches on education, where a mother of a deceased student to sue the school. Now, you remember that happened over the weekend, a story by Douglas Ndindi. It happened over the weekend. Now, the family of a Form 2 student who fainted and died later at hospital at the weekend has threatened to sue her school for alleged negligence. Nicole, student at St. Mary's Mumias Girls High School, died at Bungoma Hospital. I don't know whether you remember the story.
I remember the story, but when it comes to talking about negligence, I don't feel if it is so necessary. I want to believe if things do happen in a way that you feel the school is not up to their task, You just find an amicable way of handling things. Number two, I don't want to believe if any human in any kind understands when he or she wants to be sick. I don't think if we can just tell that definitely in around 2 to 3 minutes to come, I'll be sick. Yeah. So when it comes to sickness, I don't think if someone can be penalized of not taking the task to their best or doing what is required of them. When someone faints, you can't definitely tell the reason as to why this person has fainted. And being that you're not a medic, you can do what we call first aid. Then the next thing is to rush this person to the hospital, of which I am very sure the school did. So if you are a parent, then you just find ways of handling things out. This is life that someone has just lost. Why don't you just talk to the school? Maybe you are. It is just some few days. Children are returning back to school. Maybe she developed a problem while back at home. Then when she came back to school, there is change of environment, there is change in weather, there is change of the surrounding, and things like that. So let us just find a ways of handling or doing a postmortem. Then when the results now out, that is when you can take your issue to the court.
Okay, actually it is a very unfortunate case, and
but we are sorry for the family.
It was very unfortunate. Nobody wants to lose the loved ones. We are sorry about that, but we pray that the family will be comforted. The family will find solace in God. Now, moving on to page 3, men deserting families, cleric now laments. Cleric laments. Now, story by Robert Oshoro. Now, parents on the Kisii-Narok border are reportedly deserting families to escape their responsibilities, a trend Catholic priests describe as alarming. I don't know whether you want to have a comment on that, but remember, if you remember, you can grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read much of that. That is part of what we'll be discussing with care here in studio. And also we have a brief of what's there on the same page 4 also. Blind student excel in KCSE 2024 KCSE exam. Now, visually impaired student at Thika School of the Blind beat all odds to emerge among the best students in the 2024 Kenya Certificate of Secondary School Education. So disability is not inability. So no, there are some parents who are like, their children are having suffering from sort of disabilities, and they feel they don't want to bring them out. You know, this is a challenge to the parents. This is a challenge to the community, that whether it doesn't matter which form of disability.
Yes.
Yeah.
And handling this issue of resource, a number of students got what, some of them got what they expected, and some of them got higher than what they expected, and some got below what they expected.
Yes.
Then there are a number of parents who their sons and daughters got below what they are expecting, and those that their sons and daughters got higher than their expectations, and those that were below expectations of their children, of their parents. So generally, to make these things look like we are parents, if you are a parent, sit down with your son or your daughter, let you people understand what you want to be done and what the child wants to do. Let us not penalize children because they have failed. Let us not give them a task that is above their capacity because they have excelled in their exams, right? It seems like there are a lot of irregularities in the last year's exams, and so we want to call unto the parents, let us not give these children a heavy task that they can do.
Like, appreciate what your son or your daughter has got.
However much your son may be carrying back home an A- or an A plane, But remember, don't force him or her to go and sit for a medicine class. Right? Listen, and listen carefully to your children. There are a number of students that have been into the university for a couple of years, 6 or so, or 4 or what years, yeah? Come back home, give the certificate to their parents, walk into university and do what they feel is their best, right? So I think to curb all this like blackmail and what have you, you as a parent, you need to sit down with your son or daughter and let them tell you, Daddy, mimi na feel nifanye hii.
This is what I can do best.
This is what I can do best.
Okay.
You may find someone is a straight A student and they feel like the best thing I can do is being a teacher. The best thing I can do is being a pilot. The best thing I can do. So everybody is created up in a different capability.
Now that brings me to another story that we are about to check on to. And before I bring the story forward, there's one thing that we have to appreciate.
Yes.
That schools are different.
Exactly.
We have schools which are local schools,
and
you can even walk to a school and you even fail to find a library. There's no library in that school. That's number one. There's no laboratory in that school. There's no equipment in that school. Well, you move to other schools, they have all that is required. Now, this brings a challenge, and we cannot now, we cannot compare, like for example, in the story we are seeing here, that is Mangu High gets retired plane for its flying program. Look at that story, and it say, jet is second aircraft for the school, and it is expected to help students.
Never been into a plane, has never seen anything to do with a plane. Then comparatively with the Mango, this is someone that is studying somewhere in Uthoka Dam, someone in Wothogik, someone in...
Wothogik is close to town, my friend.
Wothogik.
Yes, actually there is a nest. There's also Wothogik in
Oh. Wothogik in Yatike. This is Wothogik in Suna West. So
no wonder Swahili is giving you a headache. You know those places. Do you come close to those places?
Yeah, there is Aongediang. That is in the border of Kenya and Tanzania, those sides of Nyatike.
That's where you come from?
No, I'm from Kenya.
I understand. I'm equally from Kenya.
No, but you're from the other side of... okay, fine. So you look into this and you see the parents want to give a heavy task to someone that is learning in Mangu and someone learning at the borders of Kenya. Aongediang. Right? So parents should understand the schools are never the same. So it is majukumu ya mzazi kujituma. Then make it happen. Then another thing, if you're given a chance as a student, if you're given a chance as someone who is learning, it is your duty now to change home. Right? It doesn't matter. Syllabus ni moja. Yeah. Whatever is taught in Mangu, the same thing taught in Wothogik, in Migori Primary, in Uruba Primary.
No, you're very right, but I just want to disagree to agree. Now, the syllabus is the same.
The syllabus is the same.
But the environment is different.
That is what I say.
Because environment really matters a lot. For example, if you go to some part of Northeastern, you'll find that there are no classrooms. Children are learning, pupils are learning under tree.
Yes, definitely. And as much as they're learning under tree, there are also banditry.
Yeah, and also you realize that the teachers, there are no teachers there. If they are government teachers, you'll find maybe there are 2 or 3. For example, you'll find other people now volunteering to come who actually did not train to be
the chiefs, or we call them the Nyumba Kumis.
Yes. So it becomes very difficult. You can't compare that child with a child, for example, who is in Migori town, right inside
Migori
town.
Primary.
He gets all the facilities. Everything is needed. You need a laptop. They know how to use a laptop. You need this, but I don't think it is proper. By the way, I don't think it is proper for the government to start grading like what they did about grading. Because you find there's a school that does not even have a library, does not have a laboratory. And you want to grade this same child with somebody who has been doing practical all the way from the time the person stepped into Form 1. He knows what test tube looks like. But we have some other schools, you go through them, you cannot differentiate, is this a window or this is a door?
There was this program, I just remember when you touched on the issue of computing and doing what have you in school. Yeah? There was a program that the government came up with that was doing distribution of computers or laptops to primary schools. I doesn't know where it ended, I doesn't know how things went, I doesn't know who came in and rubbished everything, and it just went that way. I think this was a program that could have supported our children in a greater way out to learn things, and this could have made our students understand and make things work easier as compared to other schools. Secondly, and I think being that we're now transitioning from a 844 system of studying to a CBC, competency-based curriculum, I think the government should take it to task, and make sure that every school in Kenya at their studies have all that it takes to make them understand the basis of what we call the CBC. Irrespective of what area this school is, irrespective what color is the people there, what is the MCA, the MP, or what, we are all Kenyans. And we are studying in the same curriculum, that is the CBC.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think for the Mango students, they are at large with this. They already have things to do. Now tell me, you want to come out from Mango, you have good grades, you already have some good practicals when it comes to flying a plane. You know the parts. When let me just make it fun kidogo. When someone in Nyakach is taught parts of a grasshopper, someone in Mango is learning about parts of an aeroplane.
Okay, you can get back to the story. In a groundbreaking initiative to advance science, technology, engineering, and mathematics and aviation education, Kenya Airways KQ has donated a decommissioned Boeing 737, the 700 next generation aircraft to Mangu High School to inspire future aviation professionals. Now you can grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read of much of that story more comprehensively. Now, take on page 4.
Page 4. Page 4 contains Harvey sustains CJ Kohome Supreme Court judges fight. This is the fight that is between Harvey and the court.
Yeah, actually that is what is on the cover page.
On the cover page,
yes, of the story.
So it is broadly explained on page 4 of the People Daily newspaper.
Actually, the story is former LSK boss petition Judiciary Service Commission to compel President Ruto to fire arbiters.
I think
a story by Zado Kangira.
I think this is taking us back. There was a time that we have wrangles between the courts and the government. Who is fit to do what and what is this person doing? So I think the LSK has come across issues that are tangling down the courts, and they feel there are people that have fallen short of their duties. And one they have mentioned Martha Koome. Yeah. So they just want some other, some of the judges to be fired. That is heavy petition to the Judiciary Service Commission, JSC, and urge the commission to compel President William Ruto to form a tribunal and begin the process of firing the 7 accused them of gross misconduct. Yeah.
You can grab a copy and read much of that story more comprehensively. Still on matters of the court, on the same page we see Judge Chacha Mwita's warning to police, DCI and DCI bosses, and story by Benjamin Imenda. High Court Judge Chacha Mwita has said he will not shy away from imposing sanctions against Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, boss Mohammed Amin, over the alleged disappearance of 3 men who went missing in Mlolongo, Machakos County, December last year.
Just to mention
still on matters on abduction.
Just to mention a few on the LSK and the judges, there is loss of confidence. Those are things that they mentioned. Then determines appeal, and I think it is true that even Kenyans, we've lost trust when it comes to judiciary. That is something that is in the public domain. When someone just takes their issues or their cries or their what in courts, but you just feel justice is not in courts.
It's not served.
Justice is not in courts anymore. And this is something that Harvey is trying to pull strings so that the people who are in authority should come out and tell Kenyans clearly and do what is expected of them.
Okay. Now, that and the story about the judge on Inspector of Police and the DCI boss, you can read that story on page 4 of the People Daily newspaper. We jump to page 5, where we now turn things into politics. Orange MPs retreat support for Ruto. Makadara MP Aladwa leading voices in the Orange Party differ over sitting president re-election. Now we see the ODM is now a bit divided when it comes to matters of elections come 2027. Now this is a story by the People Daily newspaper. You can grab a copy and read, but it's a section of Orange Democratic Movement MPs have vowed to break ranks with the majority of their colleagues in the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's party and support their United Democratic Alliance counterpart to push for President William Ruto's re-election come 2027. Yeah, you like talking about politics. Now talk on this.
Who told you I like talking about politics?
I know you talk about this now.
I'm a politician. I'm a political activist. And when it comes to politics, number one, let us always learn to solve politics openly. There is this one politician who told Kenyans, siasa usiweke kwa moyo, weka kwa lungs. Ukipumua, imeenda. So, who had the know-how how the UDA party and ODM will come to work together. That is in the 2022 polls. Who could tell that? But today we find the two parties are doing things together. The ODM have already abandoned the Azimio. However much they don't want to come out clearly and say we are out of Azimio. But when you look into things, ODM is never doing things together with the Azimio. Right? The Azimio parties are still on the neck of the government. And they're still doing their great job of opposition. But when it comes to ODM, ODM are now saying we are in the government. Look into it. The Azimio had slots, but all the slots that were given to Azimio were given to ODM. That is when it comes to CS of finance, CS of energy, CS of mining, and CS, the former government, the former governor, right? So you find things like now they can't criticize or they can't hang to neck the government. Why? They are feeding directly from the government. So when it comes to 2027 polls, I don't really think Mr. Aladwa, that is MP Makadara, I don't think Aladwa is wrong. This is something that was said in the past, some days ago. Senator for Kisumu also mentioned this, that come 2027, Mr. President William Samoei Ruto may happen to choose a running mate from ODM.
That's analysis.
Yeah.
I said you like politics and you talk all this the whole day. Oh, let us move with speed on the same matters of politics.
Yes.
National Assembly convenes to vet nominees to broad-based cabinet. Now, story by James Wanjiku and Rawlings Otieno. He talks about, remember, President Ruto nominated some people to work with the government. That is Mutai Kagwe, William Kabogo, and Lee Kinyanjui. Now, the parliament has convened a meeting so that they can vet.
But McHugh, these are people that have worked for the past government. We remember Mutai Kagwe was a minister for health, and during Corona, he did a great job, and definitely the Kenyans are looking into it. And we're very sure this, the three nominees, William Kabogo, the same, is someone that has a track record, and Lee Kinyanjui Pia, the same.
Yeah, served as the governor.
He has served, and he has a track record. Yeah, someone Kenyans look into, ni mtu mwenye ata deliver.
Yeah. Do you think this is a way that the president is trying to bring in the Mount Kenya people into the broad-based government, to tell them, you see, even though Gachagua is out, I still have you at heart?
Let me tell you one thing about politics. Politics is funny, and politics, just as I said, politics doesn't need someone who is holding things into heart. Recently, this is just a breakdown of things that I want you to look into. When Ruto once met Raila, some changes happened. Before nominating Mutai Kagwe, William Kabogo, and Lee Kinyanjui, he
met the former president.
This is a way of bringing these people back into government. Is doing what you call seeking knowledge, how to run a government. What is the best way to do? So I want to feel, even if it is a way of giving back to the Mount Kenyans and making them into his courtyard, this can also work. I think Uhuru, the former president, gave him a hint on what to do.
Okay.
And I think this is just, this was a way of bringing Raila into government and bringing Uhuru into government. When we talk about the Kenyan politics, who and who has the say? Raila has the say. Uhuru has the say, being that he served as the president 2 times. Raila has been into politics since 97. Since 92, Raila has been into politics.
Active politics.
Active politics since 92. This is someone that people do believe in. That's why you find it easy, Raila, to come into these governments. Yeah, this is the reason as to Ruto has to find a way to break Raila into segments. Yeah.
Okay.
The same thing he did to Uhuru.
Okay.
You remember before 2027 polls, Ruto and Uhuru were never in good terms. Uhuru was supporting Raila. Ruto stood on his own.
I know you want to talk about politics. You're so good at it, and I'm not going to give you that chance because we have time to beat. Now, on page 6, let us jump to page 6. That is Ruto departs for UAE. after Emirate ruler cancelled trips. Now, head of the state scheduled to attend meeting with the delegation to sign deal that were initially meant to be wrapped up on Kenyan soil. But we see now the president is out.
Yeah.
That is, President William Ruto departed the country yesterday to attend Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week Summit in the United Arabs amid questions over cancellation of scheduled visit by leaders of the Gulf country to Kenya. You remember he had invited them to come to Kenya, but we hope he's going for the best.
Yeah.
So
is back to his moves.
Yeah. Some people, some newspaper are giving it a different caption that president is out when his house is burning on matters of abduction. You can grab a copy and read this one and much more. Now let us move with speed on to page 7. Ruling on university's funding model leaves learners unsure. Now, court orders suspending implementation of new formula has left students stranded and universities in a limbo. Story by Oliver Musembi. Now, it states the yet to be resolved funding model for higher education has thrown the sector into uncertainty, with the fate of thousands of students hanging on the balance. Now, this funding model has been a challenge. It posed a lot of challenge and people against it. You can grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read much of it. Now, doctors on the same page, you see, doctors want former IG sent to jail. Now, doctors are pushing for the jailing of former Inspector General of Police Japhet Kome after High Court last week held him liable for violence against striking medics in April 2004. 2024, I mean, you can grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read much. Now, we have to take this, then we have a short break.
Okay.
A break of 1 minute.
All right.
Well, let us take on this. I know you want to talk about that one, but let us take on this. Intrigues behind Mbai mysterious resignation. Yesterday, Mbai tendered his resignation.
Yes.
Over the week. And now, the delivery unit official quits a year after his appointment, but the hope, he says, he ceased being their employee on July 11th. Mbai was appointed by the government of Kenya to serve in the delivery unit in the State House. And not so long after 1 year, he has resigned.
He resumed office in June 2024. That is as head of government delivery service. His resignation, I think, depends much on how things are moving. And that is definitely when it comes to delivering to the people and the promise the government gave out. And I think it's not the first person that is resigning in this government, and a number of people did the same. A number of people are still planning to do the same. I think when you feel something is not best for you, the only thing to do is to walk out. Yeah. When you feel whatever you came to do is not merging out clearly, for you not to get tarnished, you just walk out clearly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Mbai just did what he felt was right for his heart. And I know you Kenyans.
I'm a Kenyan, yes.
Yeah. We know you Kenyans.
Yes.
We are going to talk the positive and the negative ways of Mbai's resignation. People will want to know why is Mbai resigning and why is he doing this at this time. Remember, before IG was held accountable for a number of things that happened in his reign. He resigned. And people are asking themselves, why is IG resigning? When he was in office, people were shot dead, people were gunned, people were tear gassed, and people were canistred, and people were done terrible things. So, just recently, he's held accountable for the
for what happened that is believed to be injustices.
Yeah. So, even by, you can just give him time. If whatever is done is the right way to go for his career, and he feels he is safe at doing this, and there is nothing negative about him doing this, then it's good to go.
Okay. This one. MCA celebrates D- KCSE examination score with a party. I don't know what you're laughing at. A story by me, please keep sad. Let me read this one so that you keep on laughing. Despite attending D- grade in last year KCSE examination, outspoken Kipyekenyo Ward MCA in Uasin County, David Kimeli Leting, celebrated the achievement with the area residents. It says, Leting, who threw a party at his Kipyekenyo home, said he expected to score an E and is satisfied with the result, noting that it will boost his contribution in the county assembly.
Are you expecting me to have a word?
I'm expecting you to have a lot. It's not just a word.
Go on. Congratulations.
At one, congratulations.
Number one, congratulations. To Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
It's very difficult to go back, sit down, and win above your expectations. Remember, I told you one thing when we were beginning to talk about the results, that students met their expectations.
Yes.
The students performed above their expectations, and that those that performed to their expectations and those below their expectations. So, Mheshimiwa, the MCA, is
congratulations.
Congratulations. He is above his expectations. You remember, he's saying he expected to score
E. But got a D-.
This is something that, okay, fine.
Is that worth throwing a party?
Yeah.
Getting a D- worth throwing a party?
It's worth, because he met over expectations. I know Kipyekenyo, by the way.
You know it.
I know Kipyekenyo in Uasin Gishu.
I don't know what the producer will say about this. Should I call in the producer so that we get his comment on that?
Another thing, and this is going to be a fallen short of going back to school. There is this lady who gave birth and aged enough. I remember there was a story of a parent who did exam with his son. The son scored an A minor. The father had a C minor. You remember that?
I remember that. It was still on the paper yesterday.
Boy was also motivated. In a way, he said he never expected his father, who has been out of class, who just walked in an exam room, sat exam, and got that grade. The same thing to Mheshimiwa. He has been to the Bunge, that is the county government, the county assembly. He's been doing job for the constituents. This is someone who, maybe to find the time to go back to class was a problem. Remember? Then he attained a D-, of which he's saying he's happy.
So, what I'm deducing from this is that leadership is not about being in class, performing, excelling in exams.
Yeah. Remember Joe. Joe always tells people, I got a D, and now I have degrees, I have diplomas, I have masters, and is soon graduating to a given master again. So I think this is a great start for Mheshimiwa. The only advice I would give Mheshimiwa aendeleze masomo. Continue.
Endeleze.
Let him not stop at this grade. Yeah, he can do. He can bridge courses.
Okay.
He can start from a certificate.
Please make sure you reach out. You said
I know
you know
Kenya
him.
where it is.
You said you
This
know
is
him, so
Wasingishu.
let's reach out to him and discuss much and more. Let us take on the.
I never knew he was going back to class. The last time we were with him, that was last year, during the
He
Mandamanos.
didn't tell you,
Hakuniambia.
but it's your friend. Okay, let us get to the People Daily editorials and take on the quote of the day.
Yeah.
And I see him there also in the quote of the day. I don't know what he's going to say about the quote of the day. You take one of the president. I'll take one from him. He's saying.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah?
He's saying.
Yes.
I had actually expected to score an E, but God enabled me.
Same again.
But God enabled me to score what I got, D minus. I am very proud of my performance. I used to pity myself a lot because I didn't have any certificate. That's a quote of the day.
I guess it's just right. Huh?
Yeah.
There was a time where they started like, if you don't have any certificate or a strong grade, or you never scored a given grade, you are not fit to be in a political seat. That was the gubernatorial and going further to the presidential elections. I think this is going to boost what it takes on matters of education when it comes to the local areas. Yeah? And MC has done it. You there, you can also do it.
Okay.
Maybe you are a parent who never attended because you lacked a thing or what. Right now, we have the CDF. It can help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take on the quote of the president. That's
the president said, the mid-year KCSE is an ideal opportunity for those who want to improve their qualifications. It is a second chance for our children to better the subject they did not perform well in. The mid-year KCSE examinations will be done in June, and I think the ongoing registration will be held around February 25th, something. I think the MCA should also register for for a receipt if you so wish. And those who've been complaining about results and never performed well, if you never met your expectations, you can also redo exams when it comes to July this year.
Okay, that's great. Cartoon of the day is there. Thank you so much, producer, for putting it on the screen. Biting the finger that feeds you.
I'm trying to look into this. I've already seen this is something.
Muturi.
This is Muturi. Yeah?
Muturi did bite the
Today it's
finger
not about Kasongo.
that feeds him. He has bitten the finger that feeds him, and look at what's happening
The finger is bleeding
in his mouth. How do you say about that?
It has
Everybody is
happened.
expecting
This is
this
something
resignation.
This is something that do happen in Kenya,
But the story behind this,
that's why I'm telling you this. Is something that always happens in Kenya, but it's all about politics. It is politicalized.
it is not. When we talk about politics, I think this comes when Muturi's son was abducted, and he's out to criticize the government over this.
That's why I'm telling it is political.
So we don't know whether it's going to resign.
This is something that is political. Listen, Kenya today, yeah, we're making things look as if we want to gain from them. But the moment that we realize we're not gaining, we turn back. Right? So, Muturi biting the government, biting the what? A simple friend. Check, leave alone Raila. Raila, I know you are going to many. Now check about the CS of mining, alias Anjo. Alisema nini?
Okay, my friend,
So
I know,
this is this kind of thing that
I know you love politics and you want to
No.
take me to politics.
I'm only trying
It is
to make you
okay.
understand
It's
this.
okay. Thank you for taking me to politics. My dear viewers, thank you so much for keeping tuned to BTV. Thank you so much for keeping tuned to the vibrant morning. We are having a short break, a 1 minute break to get a snap of hot water.
No
Then
coffee
we'll be
again.
right back.
No
Not
coffee
coffee.
again.
Hot water is good for health.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
After the break.
Thank you. Welcome back, my dear viewers. As we stated earlier, we are having a short break. We'll be right back. We are back. And if you didn't start with us, we are back with Care.
Yes.
AKA Wonyaramba.
Correct.
Yes. Ugutu. He has been dissecting and much on politics, but we had to discuss what we had to discuss with him. We jump straight to sports. Pick a copy of the People Daily newspaper and let us read together. We are going to give you a brief of what is in the sports section. Now, that is on page 35. Kenya Morans ready for Afrobasket qualifier. Now, Coach Cliff O'Ward calls up Staden roster with Nairobi City Thunder dominating the squad. Now, story by Barry Silla and Bosco Mogari. You can grab a copy and read much of that story more comprehensively. And as we move to the next page, that is on page 36, Ulinzi Star revive Football Kenya Federation hopes as Mara Sugar stumble. You can also read that story by Dennis Muka. And we also see Kenya Chan dream becomes reality as countdown begins. Now, Minister Salim Mvurya reassures nation that all systems are in motion for the next month's hefty anticipated event. Kenya is to host African Cup of Nations in collaboration with Uganda and Tanzania. And we have been kind of sluggish behind because we didn't have enough stadium, but now we see things are moving with speed. A story by Vincent Voya. What do you say about that?
I remember the last visit that they made to the stadium. They ordered the uproot of the grass that was already planted in the pitch in the stadium. And we see Kenyans love correction. It is now done, and it's now proved that it is good to go. Ever much there's some little programs to be done, but we now have hopes. We are going to do that is the Kasarani, the moist area.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the Talanta.
Yes.
And now we see on sports commentary, we have Ken Okaka writing about why Cabinet Secretary should prioritize Talanta Hela return.
Talanta Hela has been into problems, and I can't clearly mention the office because at some time when the former CS for Sports, who came up with the Talanta Hela program, was also switched to another program, and he's never the CS. We can't tell clearly how things have been moving around Talanta Hela. So if it is in question, then the better.
Moving on to page 37. Welcome to Nottingham, a city that is once again daring to dream. And what was going through Jose Mourinho's mind on the summer day in 1996 when he arrived in the city that knows nothing or two about football miracles? Mourinho had once been in Nottingham Forest, and is returning to Nottingham Forest.
I think he'll be returning to revive the Nottingham Forest. Currently, in the English Premier League, I think they're not doing the best. And I think with Mourinho, they're going to move things out. And things are going to move, and things are going to work for them. I see a picture there that is in the 1979.
Where we have Tony Woodcock. Now you say, as Mourinho headed through and underpass into the middle, he might have been unaware he was entering in a city housing estate that had a formidable reputation. Now, the readers go and read that. The story is touching much on Mourinho and Nottingham Forest, Nottingham City. You can read on that. And moving, chaotic Clasico history made as Barcelona stand Real Madrid to reclaim Spanish Super Cup.
They took it in the 15th time. Yeah. This is a story that Madrid is now. Madrid has been with players, world-class players. And there was a time Madrid was down, and now they're back to their best.
Setting the pace at midway, Atletico de Madrid are winter champions for the 9th time. Will they go on to win the La Liga sports title?
La Liga.
That's a question. We see they are pushing so fast.
They might end up winning the La Liga, because currently they are also topping. Yeah, and things may move on if they're determined.
And we also see there on page 39, Grand Slam prize money is enormous. That is 4 times a year, one of the biggest and most important tennis tournament in the world sends out an announcement full of dollar signs and zeros. That's a story. You can grab a copy of the People Daily newspaper and read more comprehensively. Now, last on the last page, could this be the end of Jesus? I don't mean Jesus Christ. I mean, I just mean the Arsenal player.
Yeah.
Yeah, could this be the end? Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta delivers Brazilian strike update after assessment of his injury record.
We have players who have been into injuries, but when they come back to their feet, their best. So Jesus has been into injuries, but of late has not been performing well. I'm an Arsenal fan, and just to say, just to mention, we hope Jesus come back to his best. He's been picking. Remember last season, Jesus was into injury in and out. That made it difficult for him to have appearances as many as possible. This season, he has been to his best, right? Remember in the last 2 matches, Jesus was already having 5 goals, 6 goals. Then in the last match when he picked an injury, he was also doing great. So we can't say it is his end, but we hope for the best.
Okay.
We as Gunners, we never want him to go down into history like a flop.
Okay, now from London, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta had no good news to share on the condition of Gabriel Jesus after the Brazilian international was taken off on a stretcher with a knee injury in Sunday FA Cup loss to Manchester United.
I knew when it came to loss to Manchester United, you are definitely going to come back, look into me directly into the eyes. It's not a big deal.
Because we watched the game with you.
Yeah, we were watching.
And no matter how
I was putting on a jersey.
No matter,
you were never putting on a jersey.
No matter how the referee tried for you, gave us the red card, gave you the penalty. You people still.
Let me tell you one thing. Yeah? When we were knocked down on a red card to our midfielder, we never questioned it. We never said we are not.
Was it against Man U?
No, I'm giving you this as an example, as a football fan. Yeah. Then.
But you lost.
But
you lost.
We never lost. We ended up in a draw.
What do you mean a draw?
A draw is never lost.
You are not proceeding further.
No, a draw is never lost. A loss
against
when you're knocked down.
10 against 11.
We also played that against Man City. Yeah, and we contained a draw. So we were never knocked on the 90th minute, neither on the 120th minute, but we were knocked down on penalty shootouts. That is something that you can't predict.
I'm not predicting. All I'm saying, Arsenal was best fit to win the game.
Now,
you are at your best.
We are at our best. We can't deny that.
And we lost against a team that is one man down.
No, you wanted to say something. Just mention it. Man U is never a team. That is what you wanted to say.
No, Man U is a team.
We lost against a team. Continue.
That is one man down.
Anyway, when it comes to
I'm just wondering.
The standings.
I'm just wondering how the producer is feeling now. The haters of Manchester United.
We the Arsenal fans.
I've not said you. I've said
is an Arsenal fan.
Yes. You really don't like Manchester United so much.
Arsenal fans, we never hold a grudge. We never love, like, we have a specific team that we love. We have a specific team that we hold a grudge against. The only issue is when we are playing against you, we can never love you to win.
Okay. I want the producer to come. Today I'm calling on him to come on the air and clarify here.
I am here to clarify on his behalf that Arsenal fans are never holding grudge against teams.
Not only grudge.
We are the
He said that they were going to beat Manchester United thoroughly.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
But remember, in the FA history, there is no team that has taken FA more than Arsenal.
I know that. I know that. I know that.
Now that we understand,
Producer come on this table.
Now that we understand, Manchester United are at their lowest, and we don't want the person that you people ordered, that is Amorim, that you people are given Mourinho. So we never wanted you people to chase Mourinho away.
That is scapegoat.
No,
not
so
a scapegoat is a goat that escapes. Scapegoat.
Where?
You see, now you don't want to accept the fact.
Definitely. And the fact is
and you are forgetting that Nyainda is in the house. He understands sports. He understands sports.
What it takes to support Arsenal or Manchester United is an Gor Mahia fan.
My friend, you don't know Nyainda so well. Okay.
I know Nyainda.
Okay.
Nyainda is, look into him keenly. He loves Kenya. He's so patriotic. He loves Gor Mahia.
He loves Koromaya.
Yeah.
He loves Koromaya.
When it comes to England, he's an Arsenal fan.
Wait until Saturday comes and hear the analysis. My friend, you just know that he's tailored towards Manchester United. I don't know. Look at
it. Jesus will be back.
But not Jesus.
Remember, it is in the Bible. Jesus will be back.
But not.
No. Jesus. Is there spelling? Yeah. For Jesus Christ and Jesus
Gabriel.
Yeah. Remember, this is someone that Angel Gabriel and Jesus.
Don't be careful to blaspheme God.
So
we had that on People Daily newspaper, and we are back. We want to finish. We want to round it up. But before you do that, impact of divorce on young generation. Young people, they marry today, tomorrow they kick out. And we also did read from the story that is where a cleric is complaining of cases living in the border of Narok, men leaving their responsibilities. What's happening in our society today?
There's so many things to this when it comes to lifetime partner. And allow me to say this issue is turning out to be so painful. Because one, before talking about divorce, who is going to feel the pain the most? Who is going to suffer the most? The children. I think there are so many things that trigger what we call the divorce in the young generation. Number one, I think it is because of high cost of living. Maisha imekuwa ngumu. Number two, I'll break them down. Number two, I think a number of youths go into marriage with the peer pressure. Number three, a number of youths go into marriage because of what you call conditions and environment. Let us look into a scenario where this is a young lady who is left an orphan, is been surviving on well wishes, then all of a sudden this are cut short. Is now left, doesn't have where to go, where to live, how to find a meal. Then who confuses her, lies to her, and gives her shelter. 1, 2, 3 things. Then when things now turn out, when now she comes back to her senses, life is now cruel. What do? You walk out. That is another thing. By the time she is walking out, she came into this relationship without a kid, without children. But now she's walking out with children. Right?
I'm listening.
There is this group of people who went into marriages because friends already got marriage. You may not know the reason as to why I'm pushed into marriage. But because we are admits, you be reasoning like, if he has done it, I can also do it. Now you go into it, first 2-3 months, it is okay with you. Right? When things now start to fall out, you people part out ways. So I think because of the hardship, also pushes people to go to this kind of a divorce. Then life. Maisha imekuwa ngumu. Yeah, kwa kusema ukweli, it's been difficult. Things are never the same. Remember there was a time pampers were 10 bob, I don't know, 15 shillings. But today they are going at 20. But you want to use around 3 or 4 in a day. Right? You go to a Juakali, you're never meeting things, you're never making ends to meet. Where you were planning to get your pay from, it's not coming out. Okay, this lady expects a lot from you, but you're not meeting her expectations. She walks out, run into men who are well off. She wants to live a life of a given lady who is also out there. So I think because of life and pressure also pushes people to go out in divorce.
You see, me, on top of what you've said, I think the marriage today isn't working because of lack of morality. There's a moral decay in our society today, and this stems out from the point of getting into a relationship. The desire. These are just part of what I term as lack of morality or morals, good morals. The desire to acquire more. The desire, like most people get into a relationship and marriage, especially young people, when they don't know why they are getting into a relationship.
That's what I say.
They don't know totally.
Yeah.
Like you find, for example, a lady gets into a relationship. Before today, you see it on social media. They say, I want somebody who is financially stable. You want somebody who is financially stable. My question is, are you financially stable? No, that's a misplaced priority
Someone
to get
once,
into a marriage.
Someone once said, if you want someone who drives, yeah,
Uh-huh.
then drive, go and park where they park their cars.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you find it is very difficult. You want somebody who's financially stable. You yourself, you're not financially stable. Meaning, you want to run away from some responsibilities.
Yeah.
Number two, you want somebody who's financially stable. Do you know how this person became stable financially? Have you walked through this person's life? So that's number one. That's number two. Number three, when it comes to morality, we look into social media so much that we forget on what is the real actual thing in the ground. The way people are flossing in the social media.
Yes.
You want to be like them. So you get into a relationship with the mentality of what you saw on the social media.
Yes.
But that is not the reality of life. So you get into that marriage and you realize it is not there. And both men, both ladies and gentlemen, you find that all of them,
Yes.
they are in multiple relationships. One guy is having more than 3 ladies. He's befriending these 3 ladies. I once had a story when my grandfather, I happened to see my grandfather and I lived with him. He told us during their time, it was odd. You wouldn't be seen standing along the road with a girl child, with a lady atumesimama kwa barabara, kando ya barabara, mnachapa story. That was unheard of. But what's happening today? You see young people walking in town, holding hands. You see.
But I think it is.
If we could get back there, I think things would be better.
I think it is the kind of life that we have incorporated. It is something that we are now copying from the whites.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lifestyle that is never for Africans. Africans have always. That's why you see the kind of the parenthood in the past and the current parenthood. They are totally different. Yeah? You can't question a child today, but in the past you could question. Cane,
you
punish,
discipline. Mm-hmm.
But today, meet son to someone or a daughter to someone misbehaving, question him or her, the kind of response you're going to get from this child will just make you walk away. And the moment you happen to punish or discipline someone's child, the parent may even end up suing you in a court of law. So ile kitu yenye ilikuanga like mtoi ni wa jamii. Today it is your child is your child. I'm never interested in whatever your child is doing, whatever his child is doing. You're never interested in what my child is doing. Everybody minds their own life. And I think this is something that has cracked down everything.
And there is sort to saying marriage don't work these days.
Yes.
Which is not true. Now, my dear viewers, we have to bring this to an end because Care has you want to say something?
Let me tell
I want to wrap this up.
Let me tell you something. This is just an advice for the youth outside there. Statistics as it like there is no actual age above 18 for someone to get married. Yeah. In the constitution, 18-year-old Kenyan who already have an ID is eligible to get married. But remember, there is that time when your brain is made up, your brain is good to make decisions, you can stand on your own, right? Be it you're financially stable, you are well to go, but remember there is that age where you can stand firm to make your own decisions. Maturity of ladies begin at 25. For men it is at 30. That's meaning when you are at 30 you are bold enough to make decisions as a man. When you are 25, that is a lady that you can never come into her mind, wash brainer, and make her feel like you are going to make decisions for her. But a lady at 21, 22, 23, they can give birth, they can make good wife, but remember, this is someone that can easily walk out marriage.
Okay.
So it is advisable for two people who want to stay together, you as youths. Number one, make sure you know why you are going into that marriage. Make sure you understand what commitments it takes to get married, right? Understand the wraths of being married. Are you ready to go into it? If you're not ready to go into it, you can do courtship.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, guys outside there, musikimbie. This is something that is never running. Unapata msichana ako 19, ati mimi, I'm married. Married for what? Do you even know what it takes to get married? Umeenda kutembelea boy, siku mbili tatu, umerudi nyumbani ati sasa, huyo ni chali yangu, I'm married. Then tomorrow you go find this Charlie because he's 30, is having someone who is 27, and they are planning to settle down. You come back and kill yourself. So, for me, let us understand why we are going into marriage. If you know you are not fit to go into marriage, please don't walk into it. Because one, Gagi, let us just stop this. Number one, if I walk out my marriage today, the lady is not going to suffer the most. Someone who is going to suffer the most is my child. Right? Remember, majukumu ya mzazi, it's good carried by two people. The time I walk outside marriage, huyu mtoto ndiye anaenda kusuffer the most. Leave alone msichana. The lady will take the child back to her mom, walk away, go in another center, find a man, find the rest of her life there. But my child, back there. So, before you people walk out of a marriage, you people, you should figure out the life of your beloved kids. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We don't deny their baby mamas and baby fathers and baby daddies are outside there. But remember, there is what we call break, and there is what we call a break, and there is what we call divorce. Divorce is a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah. You may be a baby daddy, you may be a baby mama, but you people are in bringing up these children together.
Okay.
That means you people took a break. You never divorced.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, my dear viewers, for keeping tuned to BTV, and thank you so much, Kair Wonyaramba, for finding time to be with us in the studio. God bless you so much. Thank you for helping us dissect the newspaper, that is the People Daily newspaper. We have come to the end of this program, but before we finally close it down, we say keep tuned to BTV. You can ask a question, you can also leave a comment, you can also remember to subscribe on our YouTube channel, that is BTV Kenya. Leave a comment so that we know where we are reaching you from, so that we also know if there are some improvements that we need to do when it comes to the services that we give to you. We'll be so much happy to get your feedback. Remember, BTV provides a lot of range of services, that is ranging from printing services, general printing, printing of banners, printing of t-shirts. We also do live video coverage. We also do video coverage. If you are a musician, We are here for you. We'll do for you good video coverage. We'll do for you good music videos. You also need advertising for your business. Reach out to Bay TV. We'll give you the best. Thank you so much for keeping tuned to Bay TV. Till tomorrow in the morning, we'll be back to give you what happens in People Daily newspaper. That's the newspaper review. I'm your host, Gagi Isaiah. Have a blessed Tuesday.